Hello, my name is Ariel, like the mermaid, and in this video I'm gonna talk to people who always knew that someone was queer or know that someone is queer without them saying that they are queer. You don't know. You don't know, and you didn't always know that someone was queer. You don't. Now, of course, I think it should be acknowledged, yes, there are certain traits. Like, let's be real, I think sometimes there are certain traits, there are certain commonalities, physical traits. There's been evidence to show this that are in common among gay people, among like gay males and gay females. There's certain traits that often do indicate that. But that does not necessarily mean that you can have a foolproof, oh yeah, I can look at this person and I know that they're gay, I know that they're this, I know that they're that. You don't know. And I think this attitude that you know is harmful. I mean, because even if you have a really good feeling and you have a really, I mean, maybe there's other indications, like maybe they've said something that maybe hints at the fact that they might be queer or whatever. But you don't necessarily know that still. And I think it's not, people have this misconception that like, you know, ooh, I'm gonna help them out by making them, you know, be more comfortable with their sexuality. Well, first of all, you don't know that they are that, what you think they are. You don't necessarily know that for sure. So first of all, there's that. Second of all, it's not necessarily helpful to just push someone into something that they might not be ready for it. I think you have to trust them. I think if you think that someone might be struggling with their sexuality or whatever, or their gender identity or anything, what you can do is, that might mean that you should make it clear to them that how you feel about that, and like make it clear to them that you will accept them no matter what. I think that's good, in a way that's not obvious, so that you don't freak them out. But you know, yeah, I mean, it never hurts to anybody, or just in general to your friends. Make a point to make people know that you would support anybody if they came out, whatever. That can be very helpful, and it might make them feel comfortable to reach out to you if they do want to. But making assumptions and I mean, and talking to other people, going like, oh yeah, I think this person's gay. I mean, I think a lot of people, a lot of people do that, and I think, you know, sometimes, you know, I'll like look at someone, or I'll like, you know, and I'll like, you know, based on their appearance or based on their mannerisms, I might be like, huh, is that person this or whatever, you know. I mean, like, we're human, we're gonna make judgments about people, but you know, you have to be careful, and you have to acknowledge the fact that sometimes those judgments aren't always 100% correct. Another thing, if someone says they are something, if someone says they are bisexual, they say they are pansexual, they say they are gay, they say they are transgender, they say they are straight, whatever someone says they are, respect that. Respect what they say they are. Yes, I think, for example, we like bisexuality and pansexuality. Yes, some people come out as bi, and then they later come out, or pansexual, and they later come out as gay. And there are several reasons why a lot of times this happens. One, it may be a deliberate stepping stone that they make strategically, where they go like, oh, well, if I come out as bisexual first, then, you know, people will be a little bit more comfortable with that, and then I can warm them up to coming out as gay. I wouldn't recommend that, by the way, if anybody is in the closet. I wouldn't recommend the stepping stone thing. Either just go straight to the gay or don't do it, is what I'd recommend. But some people do that, and I'm not gonna judge someone who did that. Sometimes it's not that. Sometimes because here's the thing. From a young age, you are told that you're going to be straight. Everything is telling us that. The media is telling us that. Most of the time our parents are telling us that. There's the language that we use assumes that if you are male, you are going to be attracted to females, and if you are females, you are going to be attracted to males. So therefore, from a young age, you have the assumption, oh yeah, I'm going to be attracted to the opposite sex. So then naturally, But then sometimes when you are, go through puberty or whatever, you start to realize, hey, wait a second, I'm not just attracted to the opposite sex, I'm attracted to the same sex. And then later you realize, wait a second, I'm totally not attracted to the opposite sex. But because a lot of times that happens, because you grow up with this assumption, a lot of times you just naturally assume that you're bi, because you suddenly realize your attraction to the same sex before you realize you're not attracted to the opposite sex. That happens. But regardless of what's going on, then there's also just bisexual and pansexual people who are just bisexual or pansexual. There's people who, and there's a lot of people that are attracted to all genders or both genders or whatever. It's definitely never, regardless of what that person's doing, and when they're coming out, it's for many reasons, it's not a good idea to question them on that, and question them for coming out as something. It's not healthy to do that, because, for one, it makes it makes other people, if some other people are not out about their sexuality, then, it gives them the message, oh, people are gonna doubt me if I come out. So that's not good. And then also it's not supportive. Even if someone is going to come out as something different later, it's not helpful to have people just going like, oh, well, you're obviously this thing. It's just not helpful. I think that you have to trust that if someone comes out as one thing but they're actually something else, then eventually they'll figure it out. But a lot of times, the thing they come out as is the way they identify and the way that, the way that they are. So don't make assumptions about people, basically, is the main point of this video. And, be careful about this. And also be careful about the I always knew, or the that kind of attitude. It's a little bit problematic, because no, you didn't always know. And you shouldn't have this attitude that you knew before someone actually comes out and says that they are something. So, yeah.